Okay, in this video we're going to talk about functions, and the first example of a function that we're going to look at is fplot. But let's step back for a second and just talk about what do we mean by a function. Okay, so we're going to just type some notes here for a second. So a function is a function that takes another function as an input. Okay, and the input is actually a function handle. Okay, so that means we need to know what a function handle is. So let's keep typing some notes. So a function handle is a special class of variable in MATLAB that is a pointer to a function. Now, in general, a pointer points to a location in memory where some data is stored. Okay, so that's the general definition of a pointer. And in this case, the function handle points to MATLAB code that defines the function. Okay, so the data that the function handle is pointing to is some code that defines the function. Great. So, like I said, our first example of a function is going to be the fplot function. So let's take a look at the syntax, which I've got listed here. So the name of the function is fplot. It requires two inputs, a function handle as the first input, and then the limits over which we want to plot as the second input. Okay? So we first of all, we'll say that the limits as vector would look something like this. It would be a vector with some x min value and an x max value. Okay, so a two-element vector. And with that defined, we can say that fplot plots the function represented by the function handle between x-axis limits x min and x max. Okay, so it's just a different way of plotting things in MATLAB. We're used to using the plot function, but this is a different way, and depending on the situation, one function might be better than the other. Okay, so the first thing we'll have to do if we want to try to plot our function using fplot is create a function handle. Okay, and we have two options for creating function handles. The first is to simply put an asterisk in front of the function name. So if we wanted to create a function handle for our myFun function, it might look something like this. So myFun handle, that's what I'm going to name the handle, is equal to @myFun. Alright, so that seems pretty straightforward. Let's run this section of code and okay, let me clear and then run so it's a little easier to see what's going on. Okay, so now in the workspace I have a variable called myFunHandle, and its class is a function handle. Okay, the other way to create a function handle is just as easy but different, so let's comment that out. The other way, so we'll use the same variable name for the function handle, myFunHandle. The other way is to put the function name in single quotes. Okay, so myFunHandle equals single quote myFun single quote. And again, let me clear CLC, run this section, and there again in my workspace I have a variable named myFunHandle. That is not a function handle. It thinks it's a char. Huh, that's interesting. Newer version of MATLAB than I'm used to, so let me see what happens if we do double quotes. This is a little weird. Nope, that makes it a string. Okay, never mind. Maybe we only have one way to create a function handle. That's fine. So let's just stick with using the @ symbol in front of the name of our function. Okay, now we can call fplot and generate a plot of our function. Okay, so it's going to look like this. Fplot. We'll pass it myFunHandle. That's our function handle. It will be, at least after we run this again. Okay, and then the limits. And so remember, the limits should be a 2-element vector with the minimum value of x and the maximum value of x that you want to plot between. Alright, so let's plot between -4 and 4. Okay, close parentheses. And let's run this section and see what we get. Okay, now all kinds of craziness going on here. Alright, so we should have closed all. We probably should open a new figure window. Okay, so let's try again. Run section, figure, and there is a plot of our function between x equals -4 and x equals 4. Same plot as we had before, but we got it a different way. Now, we could have done this in a single line of code. So instead of creating a variable that stores the function handle, we could have just created the function handle as we called fplot. Okay, so let's clear CLC, close all, and write a new line of code here. So let's go fplot, and right here we'll create the function handle. So @myFun, and then the same limits, -4 to 4, and run that and see that we get the same plot.